Oh, uba ndawuze ndiphinde ndibhilde indoda ndibe nguBob the Builder, nindinqule nomntu. Hey my beautiful people, it is your girl Ashley Mqonqe. If you are new to this channel, thank you for joining me and kindly subscribe to become part of this beautiful family. I'm sure you're going to love your stay. If you are returning, I see you and welcome back. I know I haven't been in these streets in forever, but I've got valid reasons, okay? And those reasons you'll get to hear in this video, so enjoy the story time. I thought he was the one. Turns out it was just another lesson. More like a character building type of lesson. Yeah. While I tell you guys about why I disappeared and all the things, all the events that had happened last year, I will be doing my makeup. Okay. I hope I can multitask. I mean, I am a woman after all, so I should be. I will start with the foundation. I've prepped my eyebrows. I don't know if you guys can see. I've prepped my eyebrows, so now I am going to apply my hydrating. I'm going to apply my hydrating primer so that my makeup can sit nicely. So the reason why I had disappeared from the YouTube streets, I think you would have noticed that last year, 2024, I wasn't as consistent. I think I uploaded about probably less than 5 videos, but definitely less than 10 throughout the year, because mentally I was going through it. So this all started when I moved to Bella. And if you don't know, I had moved to Bella with my now ex-boyfriend. Okay, I'm going in with my foundation. So moving to Bella was definitely not my idea, but because my lease had ended where I was staying and I needed a place ASAP, and the landlord in Bella was like, you guys can move in as soon as possible. So my boyfriend had been the one that assisted with looking for the place in Bella, and then I didn't really think much of it, but I'll tell you just now why he wanted to move there so bad. Okay, I think I actually burnt because this foundation kind of looks very much lighter than what I am, but I'll fix that. Just need to move this hair out of the way because it is giving me problems. So I'll just say boyfriend because yeah, okay, my ex, let me just say my ex. So my ex was the one that was very much active with the Bella apartment. Usually I'm the one that looks for the apartments because every year I move to a different apartment. I'm never satisfied with the apartments that I'm staying. Either the area is bad or the apartment is not worth the price, or there's just always something. Yeah, well. And then we got Bala. He showed me the pictures, and the landlords were okay. They were very young, and I was like, okay, let's try it out. Lo and behold, my boyfriend and his brother were already setting up viewing and everything. So I was like, okay, it's fine, I don't mind, because we literally had a few days to move out of where I was staying before Elise Pele. The day of the viewing, I remember I was late. Where was I coming from? Was I coming from work? I don't remember, but I know that I was late, and the landlords were like, no, we can't wait for her any longer. We are gonna have to leave, but we will leave it open because there were students that were renting the apartment. So she said that they will leave it open so that whenever I arrive, it will be open and I'll get to see the apartment. Fine. My boyfriend and his brother were there. They viewed the place, they liked it. And when I eventually came, I think I was like an hour late. And there was also traffic. I think it was like around 4, because I remember traffic was bad, but I just don't remember where it's coming from. Anyway, I don't know why the lighting has changed, but we are here now. So I got there, right, and the place, it looked good, I'm not gonna lie. It was a very beautiful modern apartment, quite small, quite smaller than the previous one in Wynberg, but it was modern, and I like that. I like the bathroom especially, and the kitchen, yeah. But the dining room or the living area, it was very small. Fine. We stayed there. It was okay. Then after a few months of staying there, things just started changing. So my ex-boyfriend's friends were all living in Bela. And that should have been an alarm from the get-go. They were staying there, and in Wynberg and Mowbray, where we were previously staying at, it was quite a distance for his friends to go. Like, a few of them would come and visit, but yeah, not a lot of them would. But Sana, because we were like staying in the same area where they were staying, Sana, they were literally always by the house. Or my boyfriend, every time he was off, he was MIA. Literally MIA. And we worked opposite shifts. So when I was off, he was working. And when he was working, I was off. And I was working night shift and he was working day shift. So you can imagine how crazy it is, because when I'm coming back from work, he is at work, and when he's coming back from work, I'm going to work. So there were days where we would spend like 3 days not seeing one another, but we were living in the same house. Crazy, right? I know. But that was our life and we accepted it. So Sapinastin. So now on days where I could see him or he was off and I was working later, because since I work night shift, and if he's off, like I still see him during the day, ne? And then I leave later on. But then it became now a thing where when he's off, he's nowhere to be found. Like literally nowhere to be found. And I had obviously spoken to him about it, but dude, like already we barely see each other because of work. But now when every time you are off, you literally just never hear. So what is going on? Sana, I got the speech of my life, Bamna. I'm trying to control him, and Yena, he's always at work and he doesn't like to be locked up inside the house when he's off. So that's why he goes to his friends for like a peace of mind, blah 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 blah. And this went on for like a while. It went on for like a while, and I was like, Sana, I don't know what is happening, but yeah, because I also don't want to seem like I'm controlling him. So it's fine. Let him do what he wants to do, because clearly he doesn't want to spend time with me. Because when I'm there, he's never there. Fine, time goes by. And now I literally got fed up of just always being in the house, because one thing about me, if I am not at work, I'm in the house. So I was like, Sana, why must I always be in the house? Whereas this guy, he gallivants, goes to wherever he wants to go, and I just have to accept it. So I guess Sana nam, every time I'm off, I'm gone. Every time I'm off, girl, I'm in the streets. Because two can play the game. If he can do it, Sana, I can also do it. So I made sure, but I was always out. I made sure of that. Then nigga started complaining. Oba, it doesn't feel like we are in a relationship because we just never together. But Sana, I don't understand. It only dawned on him, or only like hurts now, or not even hurt, but like he's only having an issue now because I'm also doing what he has been doing, and he doesn't like it because I'm also doing it now. But when he was doing it, he didn't see a problem. So I was like, dude, I'm basically doing what you've been doing, so why is there a problem now? Yeah, well, time went by and I was like, Asana, I'm not gonna let you now dictate my life, whereas when you do as you please. But I have to be endlini and all of that. Like ingxaki zayazibaninzi. Like staying in Bella was the worst thing that we could have done, to our relationship, or it just showed how flawed our relationship was. Yeah, I think it just raveled so many things. Yeah, and things, instead of getting better, just became worse. Our anniversary came. So now, one thing about me, ever since we started dating, I've been the one that has been making plans for our anniversary. He's always on some yes ba mna ndiyazi ba zenziwa njani ezi zinto, andiyazi ba mandithini ndiqale ngaphi. Sana, fine. The day of our anniversary, he was working and I was off. Luckily, I was off. So I bought those canvas, paint, everything, champagne, cute, man, you know, so that we could like at least, because I know he's gonna come back and say he's tired. So since it's something cute, you know, something that's not gonna require us to like go out and stuff, yeah, well, fine. He comes back complaining of tiredness. One thing about him, Sana, he was always tired when we had to do things together. But as soon as his friends are like, dude, we are at this place, he'd be coming back from work and he'll be gone, disappear just like that. But if I want to do something, he's tired, he doesn't have time, he just want to go straight to bed. Yeah, bro. So I had planned all of that. I cooked. Sana, I remember that I went to spa and bought I did my eyebrows off camera. So I was saying that day I remember I went to spa and I bought bread dough so that I could bake, and I also bought gizzards because he has always told me stories about him, where he came from, like back home, where they used to love buying gizzards. So I thought I should, you know, make gizzards for him. Yo. And I'm not a fan, but I do eat them. But like I'm not like a die-hard fan. So Sana, ngawenza amagila. Oh Sana, they were so delicious. I made them into like a soup, you know, so that it goes well with the bread that I had and the bread that I had made. I had spread garlic and I basically made garlic bread where I warmed butter, put in garlic, and what did I add? Parsley. Then I mixed everything and then I put it on the bread while it was warm. Sana, so good. Did all of that for this man. When he came home, he told me, Sana, he told me he was tired. I literally begged him. I begged him and I was like, dude, it's our anniversary. Let's just sit down, eat, and you know, just enjoy this time, because you were not here the whole day, you were at work, and you know, it's our anniversary. So can you just like do something memorable? Yeah, well, fine. He was like, okay, it's fine, he'll do it. And he told me that he didn't want to drink the champagne I had bought, and I told him about just one glass in J, and he was like, no, he doesn't want. Okay, fine. Then I was like, okay, let's draw something, you know, like a favorite picture of us together or anything cute, man. Yeah, boy. And then he was just complaining about Hena. he doesn't understand what I'm doing because he doesn't know how to draw. And I'm like, it's not about you being able to draw, it's just about creating something that will look back at and be like, I remember this day we did this, you know. Oh, Sana, eventually he did it. Since I insisted, he ended up doing it, right? We drew. So I'm almost done with this makeup and the story is so long. He ended up drawing something and I did too, and eventually he went to bed. And for something that started so sweet, it left a bitter taste in my mouth, because I'm like, I went all out, you know. I did something cute, you know. There was like a thought behind everything that I had, or everything that, there was a thought behind everything. And he just, sana wayenza yambi into, because it just left me with so many questions. But why was he, I understand that he's coming from work, but like, he wasn't interested in participating. He didn't really get me anything, because this guy worked at Waterfront, so he had all the time to buy something, you know. And he has never bought anything or did anything for our anniversaries, and we dated for 3 years. He has never done anything. So this time I had hoped about, okay, maybe he's gonna do something, but Sana, he didn't do anything. Okay, I was bummed, obviously, as any person would be. Those were one of the events. Then this one time we were off and I had asked him, can we, like, you know, go out to a cute place, because like it's been a while since we went out together as a couple, and you know, just do something cute. And then literally told me, but he doesn't feel like it yet, he's tired. Fine. Then his friends, he came from work this one day, his friends invited him to just have a chill session. Bear in mind, good, he's coming from work. He didn't hesitate. He did not hesitate. He was like, I'm coming. So naturally, because I'm at home not doing anything, I asked him if I could come. And then he's like, yo, izabangwa wedwa mosuntomazana phayana, and andifuna bafane emajiteni. And I'm like, that's funny, because you guys always say Guti, or you always say you don't want me to go there because I'll be the only girl. But there's always other girls. There's always other girls. So I let it go. I kept quiet, and that's when I started doing like my solo dates. That's where that came from. But if he doesn't want to do it with me, I'll do it alone. So I started doing my solo dates because the man I was with just didn't ever want to go with me to any place. Mamela, this guy was the one that told me he would never ever step foot erenzena sozayelokshini and all of that stuff, because good dangerous. I don't know how many times he went to Ryan's last year, even this year. I don't know how many times he went to Ryan's without me. Even on days where I'm off. Nope, he would never want to go with me. Never ever want to go with me. And it literally felt like I was just a liability to him. And I always tell him like, dude, I'll chill with your friends and I know them, like we went to uni together. It's not like it's just random people. Like most of his friends, I knew them. So honestly, I just didn't get why he never wanted to go with me. Fast forward to my birthday, October. I was already having birthday blues. I wasn't really keen on doing anything, but I was like, you know what? But I was like, girl, it's your birthday. It comes once a year. So, don't do that to yourself. Oh, I think I put way too much. Oh, Sana. Okay, I'm actually done with my makeup, but I'll still tell you the story while I'm done. This is it. So I was having the birthday blues and I was really not keen in celebrating because I'm like, oh, I forgot mascara, because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm not gonna do anything big, so I don't know. And another thing that just makes me not want to celebrate my birthday is that I'm a giver naturally, but I have very bad luck when it comes to receiving. So that's why I'm never really keen on doing anything, because I know that I'll be the one that's doing a lot and then people will just literally show up and not contribute. So that's another reason why I was not really keen on doing anything. My birthday came. Sana, did this man not have a tantrum and say good, he doesn't know what he doesn't know what to get me for my birthday, and you know he's just tired of walking around the mall. Sana, wenza idrama umntu. And I honestly don't understand, because I feel like I'm one of the easiest people to gift, because I am a typical girly girl. I'm a very typical girly girl. You can literally get flowers, makeup, perfume, clothing. You know, I'm not even choosy. I'm not picky. I just accept a gift as it is. So it's not difficult to give me. Yo, Sana, and that also was very alarming. I'm like, hey, Sana, I don't understand, because for his birthday, I know what to get him. It's never even, but oh my goodness, what? Like, I know what he needs. Like, we'll be talking like, oh, he'll be using like his cologne and be like, oh, my cologne is almost finished. I know at the back of my mind, but okay, cologne, yeah, kia pela. Like his work shirts, maybe he'll be running out, because I mean we work almost every day. So if I see Gucci, okay, the color is fading, I know I must get him a shirt. Like, you know, I'm very observant, so I know, like, I'm very intentional when it comes to gifting. So that happened. Hi, son. November was when everything was just signed and sealed. Everything was just signed and sealed. So my place had become a party place, or what you call when people go to a party and then they stay there after the party, or after they've come back to wherever they were. So my place was that place now, because first he would disappear for the entire weekend while he's like not even 10 minutes away. He'd be staying at friends' places for like the entire weekend, and I'm like, what is going on? Phoniaki would be off the entire weekend. Like, Sana, a lot was happening. So because now I had complained about him sleeping at places, he decided to make indawo yethu a slumber place where the friends were sleeping. One thing about me, I'm coming from work now, I want my privacy. So as soon as I get to work, the friends have to leave. And one thing about him, he will leave with his friends, Sana, and I will not see him for the whole day until I go to work. That was the life I was living. And at some point, I even had called his mom and I was like, Sana, I'm done. Like, I am done. But then turns out I wasn't done, because I still stayed. November came. Yo! November topped it all, son. November topped it all. I remember I was at work, and then he was supposed to come fetch me at work. Then I called him and I realized, no man, these people were drinking and there's just people in the house. So then I was like, okay, he knows Guti, I'm never comfortable with him driving me when he is drunk or tipsy, or if he drank. I'm never comfortable because he was a new driver. So I told him, okay, it's fine. Now I'll Uber back home, and then yeah, I'll see when I come back. I called him, that was around 5, just to check if he's gonna come and fetch me or not. Then that's when I was like, I made the decision, man, it's fine, I'll make a way, like I'll come back myself, I'll Uber. Around 6 something to 7, when I was gonna knock off at work, I get a message. No, he called, and I could tell Guti was uneasy, and he said, Guti, the car is gone. Bear in mind, Guti, when did he buy the car? In July. Was it July? True, but it was just a few months, and this is November. Yeah. The car's gone, and I'm like, njani man, iyabe njani moto. Yes, and this car issue. Fine, imoto is gone, and now I have to leave work immediately. We are looking for the car. I'm calling my dad, but tata, like imoto imkile. And then my dad's like, hi bonjani, like all of us don't know. And then my dad's like, no man, around 6 I saw a car that looks just like your car driving around Delft. And I'm like, Sana, what if that is the car? We looked for the car the whole day that day, and I remember I didn't go to work because we were looking for the car. And then my dad was literally actively looking. We went to Zonke Lokshini, all the township we were driving. Then eventually we got the car, and till today the truth about the car has never come out. But I found the truth, but it never came from the horse's mouth. I had to see things. So because of the whole wasn't hijacked, stealing of the car, we had to move. I feared that we're not safe where we were because the person that had taken the car went inside the house, so we were not safe. So I suggested we move to this place where I'm staying at right now. And then while I was sending my battery, while I was, let me just try to be fast, while I was sending in like all the documents that's needed for the landlords to see what you are not the perfect candidate, but like they need to assess, and I forgot the terminology, but yeah, that I had asked him to send me his statements, and everything that the landlords had needed. And then something in my head was like, no man, just go on that date where the accident happened and see what happened. Was there like transactions? Lower and behold, that night of the accident, not the accident, that night of the it's not even hijacking, that night when the car was stolen, they were drinking in Long Street. They were transactions. Long Street. One thing about me, I will ask you about it. I'm not gonna wait. I confronted him and be like, dude, you literally lied to me, made a story that didn't make sense, because literally no one believed you when you told that story. Like my parents, everyone just had question marks, but I sense a story, man, as dibani as a story, I sense a sense. And yeah, he just said, believe I don't know if you believe, so believe what you want to believe. I have told you what had happened, even though like I have proof right here, but there were transactions, they were drinking at Long Street, that's where they met that guy, and then they came with him in clean. Fine, we were accepted for this place, and then that's where the accident happened when I was living here. The car accident, a bad one, where in that blink of a moment I had basically come to terms that this is how I die. Only God knows how we managed to get out of that car without any scratches, because the car was written off. It was bad. If I can, I'll insert a picture somewhere. It was bad, but we somehow made it alive with those scratches. So back story, or let's go back to a few hours of that before that accident happened. I was at work, so he dropped me at work like he usually does, and then I had hoped he went home, but he said he was going to go to his friends in Belloa. So you see, he's still going back there. So he said he was going to go back there and then he's going to go home later, but he didn't go. They ended up drinking, and I got to know by the stench of alcohol when I got in the car when he came to fetch me. He was reeking of alcohol. I got in the car and I was so angry because he knows how I feel about him driving or driving me when he has had something to drink. So I was just like, ugh, I didn't want to talk to him. I was just looking ekaleni, and then this guy passed out while he was driving. Literally, like he literally almost killed me. Nalapo, he made a story about he saw something, and for the first few weeks, about 2 weeks, I didn't say anything because it was still a very touchy subject. I was still shaken and I just didn't want to talk about it. But after a while, because I was seeing he keeps telling the story and it's so wrong, and he's been telling his parents, my parents, everyone, but he saw something. And then I was like, nigga, you don't see anything. You literally closed your eyes, you blacked out while you were driving, and you almost killed us. So it was that accident, and then after 2 weeks he was involved in in an accident coming from Rands, and he didn't tell me. I got a notification on my phone to say that this person has been in an accident, and I was sent the location, and then he called me. And honestly, I didn't want to accept that call, but I did. And he was just telling me about he was in an accident, and I was like, are you okay? And he said he was okay, and then I'm like, okay, good. Nalapo, we didn't talk about it. Sana, I'm just grateful that I'm here. He's gone, but I went literally through the worst, and we would go for like the whole of December. I think if I spoke to him, would have been maybe less than 10 times for the whole of December. I remember one thing about me, I love cooking, especially for someone that I love, but the whole of December I never cooked. Christmas, nothing. New Year, I never cooked. I would rather buy something for me to eat than cook. And he also wasn't buying groceries, and we would take turns in buying. So this is what we did. The first 2 weeks would be mine to buy things, and then the last 2 weeks would be he would buy like groceries that we would need for the 2 weeks. But he stopped buying groceries, and then I was like, okay, so I'm gonna keep my money and buy the things that I like, which he doesn't like, because he doesn't like a lot of things. But yeah, so basically that happened. So my life has just been a roller coaster of emotions, heartbreak, and yeah, so that's why I haven't really been active, because I didn't want to come here, smile, put up a front, whereas internally I was dying, miserable. Yeah, but now I am single, ready to mingle with the right person, not just anyone, with the right person. I have been going on dates, and I still will be going on dates until the right bachelor comes. So yeah, that's why I've been MIA on the streets, but I am cooking vlogs. So yeah, be patient on me, please. Love you. Hope you enjoyed the story. And this is just a reminder, I'm back like I'm back like I never left. Okay, bye.